Hey team, slash gang, slash whatever you guys would like to be referred to, Philosopher Gamer here, and I'm playing a little bit of World of Goo. I apologise, I had a little bit of slowdown here at the beginning, which was a little bit irritating, but hey, that's just computers for you. This is the second time I'm recording this commentary, because the first time my computer decided to crash. It's just not really performing the way that I would like it to perform at the moment, and I guess that's just the way that computers work. Whenever you need them, they fail. Anyway, let's get on to the commentary. Last time I talked about Plato, and in the Plato vs Aristotle Ultimate Showdown series, and this time I'm going to talk about Aristotle. As you can see, I'm building a bridge, okay? And badly. I'm not building this bridge particularly well. And that is, I think, why I'm going to show you how Aristotle is grounded in World of Goo. World of Goo has Aristotle's values at heart. Okay, so Aristotle has something called a hule and a morphe. The hule, or the hyle in English, it's the hule is the ancient Greek, it's basically the form of something. So, with this bridge, I know what a bridge is meant to do. I know it's meant to bridge a gap. It's meant to be a bridge, okay? I don't know what shape my bridge is going to take. So, okay, so my task for this level is to build a bridge, right? And that's what I'm doing, unsuccessfully, as you can see. I don't put enough supports in, but fortunately you can rewind time and learn from your mistakes in this game. So my task is to build this bridge, right? I know what a bridge does, I know what I'm meant to be building, I know what I'm aspiring to, okay? But obviously not all bridges are the same, right? Because the morphe, or the shape, is different. So, basically, Aristotle has something called, I wouldn't say it's forms, because it's different from Plato's forms, in that his forms are things on Earth, and we know what they are meant to be, but the way that they turn out is often different. It's actually, as with a lot of Aristotle's stuff is a direct response to Plato. And Aristotle was Plato's protege. Well, he was a student of his and a protege, but he was his best student. He was the most eager of all of the people in Plato's school of philosophy, and Aristotle eventually left Plato's school of philosophy and founded his own school of philosophy. And what we find with Aristotle a lot of the time is that it's just a direct response to Plato, a lot of his philosophy. Anyway, so let's get back to World of Goo. So what World of Goo does is sets you a challenge, and it sets you a building challenge. It asks you to use what your knowledge of construction, which in my case is minimal. I don't have an engineering degree. I don't know essentially how buildings are put together. You guys might. In fact, I'm sure some of you probably are aware, or architecturally, or engineer, construction, whatever, will know how things are put together. But the fact is, I know how I'm going to achieve. I don't know how, so I know what to do to achieve my aim, which is getting the little goo men, little goo people. I wouldn't say men, because I would say that do you think they're asexual? I don't know. Anyway, is to get them to the pipes so that they can go into their little drain and presumably die, which is quite depressing for them. But they go somewhere. Anyway, so my aim together, I don't know how that's going to happen, but I know what I have to do. So the hule of World of Goo is making this happen. The morphe is how I go about it. So that's why World of Goo essentially is, well, in my opinion, is grounded in Aristotle. And it wants you to use what your understanding of hule, different types of hule, to create something. I mean, you can see right here I'm just being incredibly special, right? I don't really know how I'm supposed to go about this. I realise it there, but then why would you go and place it there? Well done, that was pretty special of you. So I want to talk quickly also about Aristotle's idea of creation. I talked last time about Plato, and I'll show you again how Aristotle is just a lot of the time a response to Plato. So Plato's idea, well, Timaeus, in the Timaeus, Plato sets out the view that the demiurge created the universe out of the receptacle. And the receptacle is like, I don't know, Mother Nature, should we say? Or the receptacle is just this big mass, and then the demiurge, the god, comes along and makes a kind of chaotic order in the universe, and that's what we see all around us in the cosmos and all of those things. And the demiurge made everything, basically. And there's a sort of mathematical beauty to the world. The biggest problem with Timaeus' thing is infinite regress, which I think I've talked about before. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have talked about it before. But it's infinite regress, and that's basically that I say to you, how was the universe created? You say Big Bang, I say who made the Big Bang, you say God, I say who made God. And we keep going, and keep going, infinitely. I keep asking you who made something. Now, obviously, traditional religion tells you that God made it, okay? I'm not saying that's wrong, I'm not saying it's necessarily right. I'll say in my opinion, I think there is a God, but I don't want to get into theological discussions now. We're here to talk about philosophy and World of Goo, so let's do that. So anyway, that's Plato's view, and Aristotle's view is that the world's made up of atoms. Similar to Lucretius, which I touched on earlier. Lucretius came after Aristotle, that's an important thing to understand. Anyway, so Aristotle's, the world's made up of atoms. So, World of Goo, these atoms for Aristotle make up the forms of the hule and make up everything, right? So the atoms are put together to make the morphe of a hule. That is, the shape of a concept, would be the best way to put it. So these atoms go together. So in World of Goo, the goo balls are the atoms, right? And they make up different shapes. Personally, I think it'd be a little bit weird if atoms were actually like that. That is, with eyes and alive. Be a little bit scary, wouldn't it, to think that everything's looking at us? But maybe, you know, this is a game, it's a video game, it's not meant to be real. So, all of these make up Aristotle's things. So I think I've shown, well, I think it should be quite clear now. I'll just go through it again, how World of Goo is essentially Aristotle. You get the little goo balls and you make something. You make a form. You don't know what that form is. You know what you have to do. Like in this one, I actually cut this video short, which I realise is pretty lazy of me. But I just kind of saw it and I was like, oh no, I failed. I couldn't be bothered. I just thought, no, it's a complete failing on my part. I've failed to do what I was meant to do, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's talk about everything has a hule in Aristotle. Everything. So, dogs, cats, cows, and Aristotle would say that the hule of a dog, for example, is to hunt something, and that dog will achieve its aim. Okay, so it's the same with the bridge that I made earlier. The object, the purpose of the bridge is to bridge a gap. And if that bridge doesn't bridge a gap, then it's not a bridge, and it's failed as a bridge. So, the same could be said for human beings. But Aristotle says that human beings are the only things in the whole universe / cosmos to actually be able to choose to fail in things. So, the ultimate good for Aristotle is happiness, and some humans are unhappy. It's a sad state of affairs, but some humans are not happy. So in Aristotle's eyes, they have, in some sense, failed at their humanity. Obviously, we're talking about Aristotle in, ancient Greece wasn't exactly, it was democratic, but only if you're male and over the age of 21, a free male. So it wasn't exactly the most democratic of places. So Aristotle is pretty elitist. He's highly educated, he's rich, and the power is very much in his hands. So, some of his views do come across as quite elitist, like the fact that in his eyes, some people in the world are failing at being human beings, which I think is a little harsh. Anyway, it's about all I've got time for in this episode, and next time I will be announcing the results of the ultimate showdown, and we will have an official winner, or at least who I think has won in our world. Anyway, that's about all I've got time for. So keep philosophizing, keep thinking, and I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Peace out.